just think of like 17 years of no Christmas together, no birthdays together, no Father's Day, like at all. And so I have this vision from God. Like I've never ever had an encounter with Jesus before, but I was in this bright room looking up and being embraced and hugged. I knew it was Jesus surrounding me and holding me. And so that's where, I was like, I'm going to read my word. I'm going to get into it. And then I told my dad, I want to come see you for Father's Day 2023. But I was just crying and crying because I was just like, it was the first time I felt God for the first time. God brought us from out. Yeah. He brought us from the pit to the prison to the palace.
Yeah.
And this is my safety. This is my home.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Winning Conversations podcast. I am Daniel here with the lovely. Hello, Andy. How are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Good.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Absolutely. It actually has. More than one, some would say. But more importantly, Ashlee, how are you?
Good. How are you?
If you're not seeing this, which you should be seeing this, but if you're just hearing this is Ashlee Cotton.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to officially meet you.
Nice to
Have you
officially
never
meet you.
met?
Not really. I mean, I've seen her face a lot.
Yeah, she's all over.
All over the place.
Yeah,
but
she's one of
never
those.
like a formal
Really?
introduction.
Well,
yeah.
today's a good
I
day.
don't actually get formally introduced very often. This is the place.
You're busy.
Yeah, this is.
You're
the place.
busy too.
I'm running around,
Yeah, you got some things going on.
I do got some things going on, cooking, you know what I mean? But it is nice to meet you.
Nice to meet
and
you.
it's nice to have you on the podcast.
I feel very blessed and lucky to be here. Very
Yes.
nice
honored.
to hear your story.
So I have kind of an inside scoop because Ash and I met was it a year and a half ago?
I would say almost 2-ish.
Was it almost 2?
Almost 2 years ago.
So I don't know. I'm gonna let you tell us how you got here. I don't want to take away the flavor. You tell us, how did you get out here? Because where are you from?
I was originally born in Minnesota.
Okay.
Lived there for 5 years. Lived in California for 10
I get all the
years.
Calm
California
down.
transplants.
Yeah,
I get all the transplants.
And then I moved to Colorado when I was 14. I lived there for about 17 years.
Okay.
And then I moved out here about 1.5 years ago.
Yes.
Fresh to Texas.
I know.
Very fresh.
Right. But
So, how do you like it?
It's pretty awesome.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It's
I know.
nice.
It's really nice.
I'm getting used to the heat still.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really-
I've lived here for, I'm 31 or 32 or something.
Oh, wow, that's you.
I've lived here a while and I'm still not used to it. I hate it so
It's
much.
hot.
Yeah, it's hot.
It
And
can
humid.
be warm. There's times. That's why you go inside.
But we're happy to have you here.
We're not
Yes,
doing
I'm
winter
glad you're
outside.
here.
What are we doing? So I kind of want to back up a little bit because you moved out here because obviously your father, Keith Cotton, who will hopefully be on this show a little bit later, is someone that we know very well.
Yeah.
But that's kind of why you came out here. But I kind of want to back that up because there's a story behind that, you and your father.
Yes.
You mind sharing that a little bit?
I don't mind at all. So when I was 12 years old, my parents sat us down in our living room saying, hey, we're going to take a break from each other and we're going to separate. And I remember just not really knowing how to deal with those emotions and how to speak through them or how I should feel them. So it was kind of rough, learning that my parents weren't going to be together anymore.
12 is a hard age. Like you're discovering who you are and everything, and it's like life-altering news.
It was.
Yeah.
And so it was, I would say about probably 2 years later that they finalized a divorce. And that's when my mom decided to move me and my siblings out to Colorado.
Okay.
So you didn't grow up with Keith?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Like, how was that?
That was hard. I remember asking my dad, I'm like, can you please just keep me here? I just want to stay here with you. I wanted to stay with my friends, but I just really wanted to be with my dad. And he was just, at the time, he wasn't able to keep me and my siblings. And he didn't want to, even if he could, he didn't want to separate me from my siblings. He knew that wouldn't be right to keep me from my brother and sister. So he said, no, you have to move to Colorado. And that was really, really hard. I remember starting my freshman year in California. We start in September, which is normal, but I guess everywhere else.
I thought everyone did the same thing too.
Everywhere else, they start in August. So I was 3 weeks late. And I remember my mom's like, we're just going to get you registered and get you signed up and everything. I didn't have a backpack. I didn't have a binder. And she's like, just go to school.
Yeah. You'll be fine.
It was on a Friday.
Yeah, it's fine. It's Colorado.
Yeah, you're fine. It was on a Friday. And then I remember going to my first science class and they're like, these kids are so nice. They're like, just come eat with us. And I couldn't find them. So I sat outside behind the school.
Oh my gosh.
Crying.
Oh my God.
It was like it's like in a movie, and I was crying. I'm just like, why am I here? I don't have any friends. I'm literally eating my lunch by myself behind the school.
I didn't know that.
That is rough.
Yeah.
It's like a rom-com star.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, just like the new girl is like in the
Drama.
back, someone's throwing something at you.
No one threw anything at me.
I don't know how bad it got. I don't know how bad it got.
No.
He's twisting the narrative
No
here.
one
Okay.
threw anything at me.
It felt like
Thank
someone
God.
throwing something at you. Emotionally.
But yeah.
But that's so hard moving to a new place. And so did you talk to your dad?Id y'all have contact with each other?
we kind of talked. We didn't talk as much. Like after that, like I just didn't really talk to him at all. I remember my junior year. So my freshman year, I went to a different school, and then sophomore to senior year, I went to a completely different school. So I had to do that whole entire transition again of being the new kid.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was like, we're moving to a new place where it's a better school. So I'm all like, okay, and
Guess I'll just do it.
we'll
Go
do
with
it
the
all over
flow.
again.
No choice.
But I was in the marching band, so I had a group of friends because we started band camp 2 or 3 weeks before the regular school year started. So I actually had people to eat with. So I did not eat.
Did not eat by herself.
I did not eat by myself
You know,
or behind the school.
Yeah.
So
You know, the moral of the story,
Yeah.
band camp. All right.
band camp, yeah, just
join
join
the
band.
band, marching
Yeah.
band.
And it was just fine. So
Nice.
it was my junior year. I actually didn't speak to my dad for a whole entire year.
Wow.
Yeah, I just was angry and upset and just all these things catching up to me because I didn't, I thought I had to be the strong older sibling, take care of my little siblings. And, so I just didn't talk to anybody. And I was just tormented on the inside and was sad and depressed and hurt and everything. So I just didn't talk to him for a whole entire year.
Were you in a church or anything?
My mom took us to my auntie's church that we went to from the time it was like my freshman year in high school till I turned 18 and stopped going to church. But I wasn't sold out.
Yeah.
And you know how like you're like, you get the high feeling because everyone's like dancing and jumping, but the spirit of the Lord's not there.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It's like a entertainment
Yeah.
kind of thing rather than like a spiritual experience or
Exactly.
something.
So you're all high and jumping up and down and, you're doing the dance that most people know I'm talking about and everything.
But the spirit is not
The
there.
spirit was not there. And so I was in church and I served, but I was just there to be there.
Yeah.
And everything.
So all of those feelings were like catching up to you. That's hard too. I mean, having a father figure is so crucial.
Yeah.
Like it's so important, especially I feel like to girls, to young girls.
It is.
Because you need some like sort of stability and like this manly father figure who's going to help. Moms, close the gap as much as they can, but having a father is so important.
it really is.
I mean, there's a reason God designed it,
Yeah.
like boys too. Like it's very important for a young man to see what an older man is supposed to look and be like and act like, and and that's why I kind of slightly heard about you before I met you because your father and I were in Restore and we were kind of doing those things, and then you come out to Texas, kind of like what was that gap between that relationship of not being healthy to the point of wanting to actually come out here and visit him?
So just think of like 17 years of no Christmas together, no birthdays together, no Father's Day, like at all. And so it was 2023. I told my dad, I'm like, you know what? I want to come and see you. I want to come and like visit you and see you for the first time for Father's Day. And I want to celebrate you and take care of you on Father's Day. And he's like, yeah, but if you really want to know what brought me out there, you got to go back to December of 2022.
Okay.
It was the first year that my dad had all of his kids underneath the same roof for Christmas in 16 years.
That's so crazy.
And, God, He hears your prayers. And my dad prayed, like, I want all my kids under the same roof for Christmas. And it happened in 2022.
How was that?
It was amazing. We had me.
Was it kind of awkward at first?
It kind of was.
Weird?
It was a little smidge
Yeah.
weird because my brother was engaged
I
and everything,
totally-
and my
I totally
sister.
get
Yeah,
it.
it was weird, but like natural at the same time. So
Yeah.
you had my brother and his fiance at the time. Now they're married. You had my sister and her kid, my nephew. Then you had me, and then you had my bonus sister, which is my stepmom's daughter. And so we just had all of these people in the house, and it was phenomenal. And my dad was able to ambush me because I was going through like a situation that was really hard. And my dad ambushed me in the car going back to DFW airport. He's all like, I'm like, yes. I don't know why he does that, but
he's good.
He's so good at it. And he was just doing the Lord said, and he was just saying like, you shouldn't be in this situation. You know it's wrong. And in my mind, I'm like, at 16, I'm like, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm a grown woman and blah, blah, blah. You can't tell me what to do. Right. And so it was a couple days later, 2023, January happens, and I have this vision from God. Like, I've never, ever had an encounter with Jesus before, but I was in this bright room looking up and being embraced and hugged. And I knew it wasn't like it wasn't like my dad. It wasn't my future husband. It wasn't anyone. It was just, I knew it was Jesus surrounding me and holding me. And so that's where, I was like, I'm going to read my word. I'm going to get into it. And then I told my dad, I want to come see you for Father's Day, 2023. And I'm like, he's like, okay. So my dad's all like, picked me up on a Thursday, and Friday comes around. He's like, hey, I go to this thing called Restore. I'm like, I don't care what you do, as long as I'm with you. If that means we're at church and everything, whatever, I'll just be with you. Yeah. He's like, okay. So we were a little bit late, and we were a little late, but we rolled up in there, and we had the tables were all set up, and I was hearing when the members give their testimony, and I'm just thinking, who on earth tells everything they've done in the past and what they've done? No one should do that.
All their dirty laundry just spilled out. Like,
waving it in the air.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my goodness, why is he doing that? And we were at the time, because Danny, you were there. I just called you Danny.
It's okay. I've been called way worse. Like, Danny's most of my name.
I know. Daniel. There's too many Dannys here in the church.
There's so many.
Oh my gosh, there's too many.
They're all awesome.
And Ryan.
Fact. Yeah. So we were reading the book Battles of the Mind.
Yes.
And at that point in my time, I had so much back and forth in my own mind. And I'm just like, wow, why does this like really relate to me? And so at the end, people prayed. And then there's this nice lady who came over to me. And I'm just like, who is this lady walking up to me? I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening? She's like, the Lord just told me to come pray for you. I'm like, Pete, the Lord talks to you? I'm like, okay. And the Lord's not talking to me apparently. Right. And she just wanted to pray over me. She asked, what is your desire? And it just like hit me. I'm like, I want to live with my dad. I want to come and move in here and be with my dad. And I didn't know this lady has snot coming down and tears. And I'm just like, I just want to move in with my dad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we after that we went out to this taco place off of was it Las Vegas Boulevard with some of the people from Restore, and it was a great time. And I'm just like, man, I just feel like I should be here. And then of course Father's Day is on Sunday, and I couldn't open my eyes throughout the whole entire service because I was crying. From the time worship started to the whole entire message. I don't even know what the message is. I know I could listen to it. I know I can just go to that date and like, but I was just crying and crying because I was just like, it was the first time I felt God for the first time. True, because he didn't say like, you need to move here. I just knew. I had an impression on the inside. He's like, I need to be here. So I moved in with my mom back home in Colorado for 96 days. I counted. It was 96 days that I lived with my mom. And my brother and my dad flew up to Colorado, and we drove down on September 16th of 2023. And we got here at 3 a.m. in the morning on September 2017.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
Or
that is amazing.
The 17th of 2023.
So what's funny is I don't know. Like, so you started coming obviously with your father. Obviously, like you're coming to church. You're coming to like I think Wednesdays. You were in.
I was all in.
And you were in on Fridays at Restore.
Yeah.
And then what happened at Restore?
Oh my goodness. So I was that chick who just decided to go all in. Yeah. Like there was no wishy-washy. Yeah. Like, like,
I loved it.
Like
if you're going to do it,
I didn't dip my toe in it. I like dived in.
Yeah.
And so I was going, like you said, church on Sunday, Wednesday, Restore. And it was
not like it works. Like I got to go to, it
wasn't a works.
I can't get enough of
it. I couldn't get enough of it.
That was,
and I was listening to messages and music, like worship music, and I would like cry with Waymaker and Chainbreaker, and I'm all like,
that's a classic. Everyone cries with Waymaker. What are you gonna do? It's Waymaker. I mean, what are you, a robot? You gotta cry like that.
Yeah, you can't help it.
Thank you.
You're just like, yeah, he is the Waymaker. Look what he did to get me to here.
Yeah.
So one of the leaders at Restore, we like him, his wife, and my parents. We decided to go to a grocery store at 10 o'clock at night and eat cake. They had like a little dining area, so we got cake from the deli and then bought it and started
I want
eating.
cake right now.
It was delicious cake. I think mine was Oreo flavored, and
All right.
he was just.
I know what I'm getting after this.
Holy Spirit activated.
And the ladies went off to go do more shopping, like actual grocery shopping at 10 o'clock at night. And I'm just talking with my dad and the leader, and he's like, you should like want to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And he's just like talking over me, like, you should just want to start fresh and get over, and you should want the Holy Spirit to come into you, and you should have the desire to speak in tongues and speak in the Spirit. And he's like, you should just get it. I'm like, well, how does one get the Holy Spirit?
Yeah, right?
Do
Sign
tell.
me up.
Like, how do you activate this? And I thought it was going to happen on that, fateful beginning October day and everything, but it didn't. I think because, I was all in, but I was still like, who wants to start speaking in tongues in the middle of the grocery store?
A little hesitation there, just a little bit, yeah.
Just a smidge.
Yeah,
and
just a smidge.
I thought it was going to happen, but part of me was all like, I don't want it to happen because I don't want to fall out
in the middle of the grocery store
and their cafe.
But that's a real feeling and a real thought to have.
That was.
Especially being that new. Yes,
and I was just like,
absolutely.
okay, like it didn't happen. It definitely could have happened that night. I truly believe it could have. And then so I kept seeking it. I'm like, okay, Lord, I want the Holy Spirit. Like every night going to my secret place in my closet, I'm like, I want it now. Like just give it to me now. Like every time I thought it was going to happen. And so, my mom went over to our friend's house. Her phone rings and we start praying for one of our sisters whose son was like really, really sick. Those two are praying in the Spirit. And I'm all like, okay, it's happening. I'm ready. And speak. Nothing came out. I'll just pray in English, I guess, which it works just fine. I'm like, okay, fine. I'm like, okay, I'll keep seeking. I still want it. I'm listening to Pastor Justin. I'm like, all of our family is mostly speaking in tongues. I'm like, it's gonna happen any day. Yep. And then I get the news in the middle of October. My aunt passes away suddenly in the middle of the night. She just passes away in her bed, and so. Not working, God still provided a way for me to go to Georgia, see the funeral and everything. And my uncle's a pastor. His wife passed away. And with all that grief and sadness, he's like, we're going to pray for our sister. So one of my cousins, cousins, nieces, whoever. And we're going to pray for over here that God heals her. And everyone speaks in tongues. I'm like, okay. My family speaks in tongues. It's a real thing. It's my turn. It's going to happen. Like, my cousin's sitting next to me. I'm holding her hand. I'm going to... English. I'm all like, okay, fine. Okay. It's going to happen. So I get back to Restore, and it is October 27th of 2023. We have our class. I go up to Sister Penny and Kevin, and, I was just kind of feeling bad because I was just like, I know I need to work on my resume. I don't know what skills I have. I don't even know if I'm worthy to have a good job, and I don't want to be in retail. And so she prays over me. She's like, no, you're smart. You're kind. God's given you wisdom. You've grown so much in the 6 weeks you've been here. Yeah. And then I was about to sit down. She's like, what do you really want? I'm like, I just want to speak in tongues. That's all I want. I've been seeking it for 3 weeks. That's what I want. And she's like, oh, okay. She's like, Kevin, let's go get the holy oil. And she just held me, and she's like, just listen to me speak. I'm like, okay, I'll listen. And then suddenly, boom. It
Floodgate.
It just literally just opened. And I just felt the fire, the heat, the presence just fill me up. Yeah. Speaking in tongues. I'm all like.
So what you weren't watching at that time was us watching you and then watching your father.
Yeah, which I'm thinking like about God's timing and just why it was in that moment, and just like what a testimony it is also, like not knowing your moment affected other people, or other people were able to watch it and see that. Like there is a reason why it happened in that moment, you know what I mean? Yeah. And also 3 weeks is that's a long, like not a long time. It's you were building yourself up, and you needed to build yourself up for that moment. Yeah. So it's beautiful. From an insider perspective, it's like, we know she's on fire. She's like, and then you have this answer. Like, there's all these like, oh my gosh, like, don't get derailed. Like, don't let some. That's what I'm saying.
Trust.
Yes,
I know.
Yeah.
And she's still hungry. She's there. She's showing up. It's just a pure hunger.
It's dedication. It's showing. It's like showing God, like, look how dedicated I am to this. Like, your faith is being built up.
I know. And then it broke, right?
Yeah.
So then the levee broke.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you
Released.
just see her just like overcome,
Yeah.
which was amazing. It was like such an answer to prayers because all of us
Yeah.
like, oh, yay! Like, oh my gosh, yes, we're seeing this. And all of us are so ecstatic. And then, as awesome as that was, it was watching your dad watch you. That was like the most like. Ah!
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
there wasn't
yeah.
a
He
dry
was
in the room,
crying, and
'cause
like,
he was
I'm
just-
crying.
Oh, he
Yeah.
was so he was as happy as you were. It was just an amazing moment of like that was.
Is that like a normal restorer or what? Because
I don't want
You have to show
Yes,
up.
you
gotta
have to
show
go.
up.
You gotta show up.
You gotta show up. It's you know what I mean. There's a reason we go there on
Yeah.
Friday nights.
this isn't just a plug, okay?
No.
This is real.
This
This
is
is
real.
like
It was just, but like when he moves on his timing, and
Yeah.
like again, like blessings to Ashlee for being so patient and diligent and like persistent.
staying in faith.
Yeah.
If you knock, the door will be open for you.
Yes.
And it was that kind of moment, and it was just for all of us. We're like, oh man,
Yeah.
like this is such an amazing testimony, but that we can't say anything about it because mom's the word. But we're so happy to know. No, everyone can hear it. But like, it was just one of those beautiful moment to see someone the journey.
Yeah.
It wasn't just a single moment. It was like that. I'm making the decision to come out here. I'm making the decision to be with my father. I'm making the decision to pour in. I'm making the decision to be like chasing after the Lord.
Yeah.
And now you see it culminate with like I'm receiving the Holy Spirit, prayer language, just a whole nine
And the
yards.
restoration
Oh,
between
Yeah.
you and your father, the restoration in you from, all those emotions that, being absent from your dad, and then
Yeah.
it's restoration. That's what it is.
That's why we call it restore.
That's why they call it restore.
It was just such a powerful moment.
Yeah.
It was not just a moment. It's been several, like since then. It's not going to
Well, that's what I want to. Yeah. So since then,
Yeah.
what else? Like,
What
how
else?
else have you been? Now you're serving in the
Yes.
church. Like, you're still all in. It wasn't like
she's left. She got the Holy Spirit. She's like, I'm done. I'm out. All right. That's all I wanted.
I don't need anything else now.
yeah.
No. So, oh my gosh, my dad, if you know my dad, you know my dad.
Yep.
He talks and everything, and then like somehow he's like, "Hey, this is so and they like need help on the cameras." I'm like, "Okay," and then suddenly here I am on the camera team and helping out with that, and just kind of grew. I remember so I got here September 17th. So that next Sunday, my dad's all like, "Hey, I do this thing with the juvenile detention, and it's all on Zoom and everything." And I'm all like, "I just want to hang out with you. So wherever you go, I go and everything."
Yeah.
So we went to got pizza. We came back, and Brother Joseph is over the juvenile detention, and so he just opened up. And at the time it was on Zoom, so I'm just like, "Oh, I got my Bible out. I'll just take notes and everything." And then he's all like, then my dad starts giving his testimony how like God is a redeemer of time, and your prayers are answered. And he's all like, "God answered my prayers. My daughter is here. She's been here for a week." And then Brother Joseph's all like, "Okay, Ashlee, tell your testimony." And I'm all like,
He's good at that.
I'm all like,
You go ahead. Be ready.
I'm like,
In season
I'm
enough.
like, "Hi, my name's," I'm all getting all sweaty and everything.
Yeah.
And I'm all like, "My name's Ashlee." And I'll talk really quiet. And they're like, "We can't hear you." I'm like, "Oh, my name's Ashlee. I just moved out here." And then there's tears starting to come down my face. And I'm all like, "I left my home. I don't have a job."
That's good.
Is she okay?
And I was just like, it's a prayer to like my dad's. I'm like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was like, it just every week I kept going to that juvenile detention until last year, April, we were finally able to get into
In
the-
person again?
in person.
Yeah.
And I had to take all this training and everything. And then it was just, we were able to go, like God opened the door.
And how was that your
It's
first time
amazing.
in?
I was really nervous.
Yeah.
Like, because, like people like see you like you're kind of like a baby in Christ, but people say like, "Oh, you're so mature for being a baby," because like it depends on how much you go in for it.
Yeah.
It's how much you dive in and truly believe in it.
Yeah.
And so the first time I was kind of nervous. And again, I was all sweaty. I'm like, what do they want to listen to me? What do I have to share?
Yeah.
But God's just, he's amazing, and he'll work with you where you're at.
Oh, yeah.
And so I love it. Today we had a great juvenile detention service, and chains were broken today, and they were just tears of just releasing of they truly now believe that they are worthy and that they are loved and that they are more precious than diamonds and rubies, just like the word says.
Yeah. What you needed, you know, when you were faced with that and about the job and Penny came to you and had that prayer for you, you're able to now give that to other people.
It's a plug for the Joys.
Yeah.
I love them too.
They're great.
They're awesome.
And it's kind of like what Pastor said a few months ago. The phrase resonates with me constantly is that if you want breakthrough, be breakthrough.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like if you and that's what I think you, and I testimony to your father as well. And like that culture of like, hey, we're going to go serve.
Yeah.
We're going to go serve. We're going to go try to meet people where they're at and like just give them the love of Jesus. And, and you got right into that.
Yeah.
And instead of pushing away, which many people would have been like, ow, just call me when you're done. We can hang out some, daddy-daughter time when you're done.
Yeah, this is a weird environment, or I'm not used to this, or what, like all the what ifs get in your head, and you're like, I'll just skip out on this.
Fun story, you have fun, that's your thing, and we'll do our thing when we're done, but that wasn't. You're like, no, let's do this. And then Pastor Joseph was sure.
Yeah, for real.
Like deepened, had it.
He literally turned the computer screen around. Like, this is Ashlee. And I'm all like,
I love it.
Like, okay, I don't know what to talk about, but I'll just talk about everything that was happening and how God delivered me from a situation.
Yeah.
And now I'm here. And it's not easy. People think like, oh, you can get delivered like that. There's steps. There's things that I still was holding on to.
But you know what I love, and you mentioned it a little bit about like your dad's testimony, the timing of it. I just think it's so amazing how like time works when you're all in. Like whenever you're serving God, time is different and it feels different too. Like I spent years running from God, years in the opposite direction. But then when I finally decided to come back in, within a year, 2 years, my life was completely it was completely changed.
Yeah.
And so you have like these prayers of, I want this to happen. I want this to happen. Well, God can make all these things happen in weeks, moments. You know what I mean? And so I love that like God's timing is just so different than the world's perspective of time.
And it's always, it's so true. Because like, if we got what we wanted when we wanted it, we would.
That's not faith.
That's not faith. Exactly.
That's not faith.
And we'd be in trouble because we wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yes.
Like, like the walk that you walked, like when you, like the hunger. So when you got the breakthrough, that was so much more significant than like, I want to speak in tongues, All right.
Impactful would be the word for it. It's like more impactful.
And then look at the fruit of that now. Though.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like it was just that one thing. You created a culture in your own lifestyle of seeking after the Lord, going after the Lord. And now it spills over because you do every hat. I think, how many hats do you wear at this church now? Like,
oh, a lot.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'll go where I'm needed.
I know. That's what I'm talking about.
We like hats here.
Hands and feet. We like there's something special about someone who just wants to be obedient to the Lord.
Yeah.
And the Lord loves that. And it's such a cool thing to sit back and see. All because I did a restore class for you, and you're welcome. Did I take the credit for all that? No, I didn't. It was. You're like, it's one of those. Again, you should come to restore, but it's one of those things where definitely it is a beautiful place where you see these stories of people that are just. I mean, it's amazing.
It's also because whenever I mean, like from an outsider's perspective, people think that church people just have it all figured out.
Oh my gosh,
and that
they do, but we don't.
You know what I mean? Like they think that they haven't walked through this and that, or like these real like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Kind of like the dirty laundry that we have.
Yeah.
We're not ashamed of it. We're more like, we're using it as our testimony to help other people who have gone through similar things get delivered. Like, it's not like we're wearing it as a badge of honor, but more of like, I've been there. Let's connect. I've been where you are. And it ranges. And people think that like church people, they've just grown up in church their whole life. They don't have no idea about
that's
like this or that, but that's not the case. And that's why I love, like, I don't want to say programs, but like groups like Restore where you can go in and feel accepted, feel loved on, feel like you're a part of a community that actually understands and can, like feed and encourage one another.
Yeah, the beauty of the saying that the power of the testimony, even when she heard it, was that had nothing to do with that person. You know what I mean? Like that old person is all things that pass away, all things are new. And same thing, looking at you today, it's like looking at you today is not the person that we met 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so you can tell your testimony and it has nothing to do with you because
Yeah.
That's the old
Yeah.
that's
you.
the beauty of it. It's like that
Yeah.
person, like I would look at how, not who I was, but look how big God is.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
You know, like look
Yes.
what we've been
Look
brought
what he
through.
can do.
Oh my
Yes,
gosh.
look
With
what
someone
he
who
can
wants to
do.
participate, that's the amazing, beautiful parts that you see these people, like you see that, like our church is full of these amazing stories.
Yeah.
That you're like, oh, there's no way that person, like, no.
Yeah,
that
like
person,
little do you
100%
know.
that person. You
Yeah.
know why? Because he's that good.
Yeah.
You know
Because you hear different people's testimonies in Restore, and you're just like, what?
Yeah.
Was that
You would not think.
You would never have ever thought that,
Yeah.
God delivered them from that. Because we're not telling our testimony to glorify Satan. We're
No.
glorifying how,
No.
God brought us from
Out.
Yeah. And so how I see it is kind of like he brought us from the pit to the prison to the palace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is my safety. This is my home.
It's
And
so
Restore
I love that.
Restore is my safe place.
Yeah. It's awesome. So that kind of leads us to,
Yes.
do you want to ask
The
it?
question.
The question.
I'll ask it.
Do you want? You can ask it. You can ask it.
Yeah, ladies first. Go ahead.
Okay. Our motto, or our what is it? What do we call it? I don't want to say a motto. That sounds lame.
I think it's like the passion behind this church is making winners in life.
Yes, it's who we are. It's what we do, making winners in life. So our question is, how are you winning in your life daily, every day?
Ooh, how am I winning daily?
I like the twist on daily.
Daily, yeah.
Daily.
Yes.
I like that.
Active participation.
I think for how I'm winning daily in life is being thankful to God, because he didn't have to keep his promises, but he does.
Yeah.
He never left me, and I'm a winner because I keep saying yes to the Lord, and I keep trusting him and being obedient. And because he's making a winner out of me, someone else can become a winner by just being in my presence. And they're going to want to know what I have. It's not from me pulling myself up by my bootstraps. It's leaning into the Lord and having faith that he's going to carry me to the next level.
It's a great question.
It is a good question.
Every week we get a new answer, and I love them.
Yeah.
They're all fantastic. This is so fun.
I like that. That's really good. Leaning into the Lord.
That's if you get her
very,
approval,
very
you're doing
good.
great. This is-
I'm going to remember that one, and I'm going to go back and listen to that.
I love it.
Over and over.
This is super fun, Ashley.
Yes,
Thank you
thank
for
you
having
so
me.
much
This
for
is
being
fun.
here.
I'm glad you guys had to meet. Fine.
I know, and
Good.
also nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone in there enjoyed this conversation. in the
In that tech box that you don't know.
in the YouTube and the Spotify's and all that.
Interwebs.
Yes.
The interwebs.
We hope you enjoyed this episode, and come back next week for more Winning Conversations.